Justinian, backed by all. Justinian was the last truly Roman emperor, due to him being the last emperor to speak Latin. He was born on the 11th of May in 482 AD to a peasant woman in the Macedonian town of Terrasom. He eventually became emperor and died on the 14th of November in 565 AD in Constantinople, the empire's capital. Early life. Justinian was born in the Macedonian town of Terrasom in the Byzantine Empire. His uncle Justin was a rising soldier in the emperor's imperial guard. He later adopted Justinian as a son and then moved to Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire. And in Constantinople, Justinian received an excellent education and learned how to read and write, in addition to learning the law and the history of Rome. Justinian also spoke Latin and Greek, however, he had a bad accent. Although, because Justinian was the last emperor in the Byzantine Empire to speak Latin, he was regarded as the quote-unquote last Roman emperor. Justinian's uncle, Justin, was ambitious and eventually became the leader of the imperial guard. And hence, when the emperor died in 518 AD with no heir, Justin took the position of emperor. Justinian became one of Justin's most loyal and trusted advisors, and then one of his personal generals. He also helped to repair the rift between the Byzantine and the Roman Church by legitimizing his uncle's position as emperor. A few years later, Justinian was elected as co-emperor by Justin in 525 AD, who died 2 years later, in 527 AD. After Justin's death, Justinian claimed the throne and became the emperor of the Byzantine Empire, with his wife Theodora as empress. Theodora assisted Justinian during his reign as emperor, and even ran the empire while he was in a coma. Justinian would later on earn the title Saint Justinian the Emperor due to his numerous reforms and military successes. Achievements. Justinian is remembered as one of the most extraordinary emperors in the Byzantine Empire. He's recognized for his efforts to restore the original Roman Empire and his measures taken to hold together the Byzantine Empire throughout civil wars and plagues. Justinian even attempted to repair the rift between the Orthodox, the Byzantine Church, and the Monothites, the Roman Church. Taxation. Due to Justinian's numerous attempts to reconquer the lost territory of the West and the old capital, Rome, a considerable amount of the economy was spent on this cause. But a major problem with taxation in the Byzantine Empire, and the same one that brought down the West, was tax collection. Because the rich in the empire could escape taxes due to corruption, and the poor couldn't pay them. So Justinian tasked John the Cappadocian to solve this issue. John removed local officials' power to collect taxes, stopped corruption in the tax collectors, and even tortured rich people until they paid their taxes. However, this was not as well received as his other reforms. These tactics increased the flow of money to the national treasury, ensuring Justinian had enough money to fund his campaigns in Rome. Legal system. The second difficulty Justinian encountered was the legal system of the empire. It had become clogged up due to over 1,000 years of changes in the law over the various reigns of different emperors. The laws had become contradictory and incomprehensible. This resulted in the courts being corrupt, judges taking bribes, and trials being unjust towards most people. So Justinian assigned Tribonian to fix this problem. In just 14 months, Tribonian was able to decode all of Roman law and create a new law code in 528 AD. Then, he shortened 15,000 books of legal documents down to 50 books, which helped make the law understandable. And with some help from Justinian, he ratified these books as a new law, and so all lawyers and judges had to use the same rules. Tribonian also created a textbook for future lawyers, and together, these books form the Corpus Juris Civilis, which today's civil law is based on. Military. Even though Justinian's primary goal as emperor was to reunite the West with the East, For the first few years of his reign, he focused on the southern half of the empire and repelling the advances of the Persian army. And for this job, Justinian selected Belisarius, a highly skilled and seasoned general who eventually went on to reconquer the West and Rome. Belisarius showed his prowess in strategic warfare at the Battle of Dara between the Byzantines and the Persians. The fortress town, Dara, was a crucial point in defending Anatolia, and Belisarius, with 25,000 men, was sent to protect it from the invading Persian force of 50,000. Instead of starting a siege, Belisarius dug a trench and stationed his army behind it, with the reserve force hiding nearby. The Persian commander then pinned his own infantry, and the Byzantine cavalry, with the reserve forces, eventually defeated the Persian cavalry, then encircled the rest of the Persian army, and proceeded to destroy their remaining forces. With this victory, Justinian could secure the east and start to reunite the west, reconquering the west. After quelling a revolt triggered by the attempted execution of two leaders of the blue and green horse racing teams, Justinian started his quest to reunify the west. After Belisarius reconquered northern Africa from the usurper Vandal king in 533 AD, Justinian sent Belisarius again to reconquer Italy with 7,500 men. He first came to Sicily and nearly conquered the entire country with minimal resistance, with major resistance only from Panormus. Belisarius' forces recaptured the southern half of Italy all the way to Rome while meeting very little resistance, only from Neapolis. The usurper king of Italy, Theodard, then offered the Byzantines all of Italy if he was spared. However, this deal was later shut down when Belisarius was recalled to northern Africa to put down a troop revolt, and when the Byzantines' reinforcements did not arrive. After he returned, Belisarius continued deeper into Italy, where he again met little resistance, and marched closer to the Ostrogoths' capital. Theodard was replaced by villagers who left Rome to reorganize his troops, and with the Pope's blessing, Belisarius captured Rome on the 10th of December and successfully defended it with a militia, reconquering it for the empire. Belisarius also received reinforcements. However, due to the new commanders' insubordination, especially Narcissus and John, Belisarius was unable to properly command the army, although he did eventually regain command over his forces. When laying siege to the Ostrogoths' capital, the Persians attacked the Byzantines from the east. Justinian then got Vitiges to sign peace terms, but Belisarius refused the treaty. However, he was later given the crown of the Ostrogoths and accepted it, although he turned on them and gave all of Italy to Justinian. Legacy. Even though these military successes would later be lost, Justinian is still commemorated as the last truly Roman emperor, mainly due to him being one of the only emperors to actually reunify the West, but also because he was the last Byzantine emperor to speak Latin. Justinian is remembered for fixing the internal problems of the empire, surviving a revolt, and even recreating an improved Constantinople after it was burnt down. But the project he is remembered for the most is the reconstruction of the cathedral, Hagia Sophia, which is now a